Joining us now on Skype is the Executive Director of Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative, Olusegun Elemo. Segun, good morning. It's good to have you join us now.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Now, looking at the revised budget, basically give us an overview. What excites you or what concerns do you have from the revised budget?
Thank you once again. Yes, many concerns. First is what you mentioned, that there was increase in statutory allocation, and you know those statutory agencies, the National Assembly, the National Judiciary, the NDDC. Those are statutory transfers. And then again, maybe for instance, what I could say excites me is perhaps the hazard allowance to health workers. The 4 billion hazard allowance. You recall that the House of Representatives, through the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Femi Agbajabiamila, had pushed this advocacy forward pre the revision of the 2020 budget, and had even questioned the Honorable Minister of Health as to why health workers in this during this pandemic are not paid hazard allowance. So I'm happy that that component has finally gone into the revised budget. At least the health workers, the frontline officials who are working during this pandemic, will have something to look for. Also, another downturn to it is the fact that out of more than 800 billion, voted for capital expenditure between January and May, only 253 billion had been released. And what impacts the ordinary Nigerian more are those capital, components of the budget. So if we have only achieved, 9%, for instance, of capital, releases so far, then you want to really begin to question how the ordinary man, is feeling as to the implementation of the 2020 budget. Mind you, recurrent expenditure had gone as far as 30%. So, and that's what I always say. When government says that the budget is performing, we always question the parameters by which they measure budget performance. Is it via releases or via impact of that budget action?
All right, but one of the things the president said this budget would do is that, or definitely he said it would do, is that the budget will ensure that we do not go into a pitfall of a recession that will make it difficult for us to come out. I wonder if that is what you see this revised budget doing.
No, I don't think so. I think it's certain now that the country is going to slide into recession. We're only waiting for the Q2 and Q3 official figure from National Bureau of Statistics. I think from the indication that we got from the Honorable Minister of Finance last Friday during the consultative forum, it's that the GDP had dropped from Q4 2019 to Q1 2020. And it's going to continue to drop because the global trade has actually shrunk due to the COVID-19 issue. And then import, export, all of those activities are dropped. The crude oil that was benchmarked for $7 per barrel had now been revised downward. You recall that even at the time that the president submitted the proposal to the National Assembly, oil was selling for, I think, more than $70 per barrel. And as at April, oil had gone below $28 per barrel. So all of that, parameters put together cannot. And I think, cannot, take us away from going into recession. And it's not just Nigeria. Let's put the facts straight. I think mostly all the countries are going to be contracting during this 2020 period because it's a global public health issue that has affected public health and is affecting, economies of all the countries. So even the US, the South American countries, the Asian countries, all of those countries are going to be contracting in their economic indices in 2020. But what I feel the federal government is trying to do is to reflect the economy. For instance, by putting together this 1,000 job per local government. the 774,000 jobs that the federal government plans to implement. But you also know that there is this back and forth between the Honorable Minister of State and the National Assembly. So we want a situation where all of that can quickly be resolved so that those monies, those 20,000 that we pay to those young Nigerians that will be working, can then add up to reflating the economy and then perhaps help us to absorb the shock a little. But whether the country will go into a recession, I think it's a fact.
All right, now the CBN is getting set to inject about 2 trillion into the economy. How much or how far can that go in all the stabilization efforts of the government?
It's all part of the effort to reflect the economy. The CBN already knows from the field, even though the official statistics is not yet out, but I mean, everybody knows from the field because, for instance, the revenue of customs has dropped, oil revenues are dwindled, so all of that. The CBN knows that the country is going to contract. What the CBN is just trying to do is to inject some of those monetary policies that can help the economy. For instance, it had also revised, CBN had also revised the foreign exchange, disparity in the foreign exchange market, and as I've pushed it from 305, which the president submitted last year during the proposal, pushed it to 360. This is also part of the effort altogether to stabilize the market. Yes, we need all of those injections, but we need those injections to be put in critical sectors such as health, such as education and agriculture. If we're not going to be expecting much from oil, I think we need to pump money into manufacturing. We need to pump money into agriculture. We need to also enhance our digital economy, because those are, that is one economy in this COVID-19 season that is not largely impacted, the digital economy. All of those businesses that are running in the digital space are making money at this time. It's only the fact that Nigeria has not developed that sector enough to get us the kind of forex that will help us in this season.
All right.